in every marketplace, there are about 4 or 5 agents that earn 80% of the income. Why? Because they've got the code broken. And the first part of the code I want to talk about is your thinking. I want to tap into a lot of what Chris is saying there, but get you to recognise what prospecting actually is. Because I think people think it's just about picking the phone up and making a whole series of calls. It's absolutely not that. So when you put an appointment in your diary for prospecting, it's as important in terms of attendance as what an open for inspection is. It's as important in terms of attendance as if an appraisal is. It's important in terms of attendance as what an auction would be. Would you ever not turn up to an open for inspection? Would you ever not turn up to an auction? That's how the important part's got to feel. And you go back the last 3 years of sales, whether you're using RP Data or APM, whatever those Price Finder, whoever you're using, go back the last 3 years of sales and manually count up the streets that have the highest turnover. And what you'll find is that you'll have, usually it's about 10 streets that usually sell nearly 50% of the sales in that area. Sometimes you have 4 or 5 hot blocks of units as well. But there are just the bread and butter streets that sell. And they're people that live in those homes for shorter periods. They're usually smaller properties that turn over more regularly. Why is it that people tend to put their home on the market after they see another signboard up? It's because real estate conversation hits the household. So it's important to make the most. And you see in these hot streets, one goes up, it's like they all start going up straight after it. Someone asked me the other day, what's the number one way you build your profile? A sold sticker on a signboard in under 30 days. Sold sticker, signboard, people call you in. You know, I was looking at one of my agents who does about 150 sales a year, and I had a look at all of his past pipeline. And I was looking at those 4 areas: hunting, profile, referral, and repeat business. And I was interested to see how long they were sitting on the database. But what I was even more interested in is, what was the motivation of the ones that he was hunting? What were the key reasons why, after being on his database for 6 months, they came on? Do you know what number 1 reason was? Change of circumstance. Do you know what number 2 reason was? Saw a great result in the area. If they got 800 for that, I reckon we could get 780 for ours. That 780 is going to solve a lot of problems in our life. That was number 2, change of circumstance. Number 3 is the the potential vendor who's been on the pipeline for 8 months sees their dream property. And they see their dream property and they bring it on the market. So change of circumstance, see their dream property, result in the area, which is why you've got to market your results. They're reading doom and gloom. If you get a great result, you've got to tell everyone about it. Number 1, they haven't enjoyed that experience, so they're not going to go with you. Or number 2, you haven't reminded them you're still in real estate. Only 2 reasons why they're not going to choose you. You've done a bad job, or you haven't reminded them. So I think you've got to do both. My business has been built on repeat and referral business. You know, who do you know next that's thinking of moving? If you know of anyone, I'd love to be able to help them out in the same way we've helped you out. Like when signboards bob up around your vendors and buyers, they attract other vendors and buyers. When you start wanting to buy real estate, you know, when you buy a new car, what's the first thing you see when you buy that new car? That same car driving everywhere with people looking like you. And it's the same when a vendor decides to sell. They attract other vendors and notice more vendors. So why wouldn't we be prospecting around these people?